Another win, wasn't it? Another clean sheet as well. When you look at that win, especially when you look at all the other results, that happened around Arsenal this weekend, do you believe it's now their title to lose? I feel like this is really sort of gaining momentum at the moment, and everyone suddenly it's Arsenal's.
Yeah, I know it's difficult because at the start of the season, and we're only in the end of October, and there's a long way to go. I predicted Liverpool. I can't just say after 4 bad results, all of a sudden go to Arsenal. But let me tell you something. They are the informed team at the moment, and it might be Arsenal's to lose at this precise time. But it changes. It can change from week to week. But the way they're playing and not conceding goal and defensively strong and a threat from set pieces, obviously we're going to have a look at that. It is Arsenal to lose at the moment. It's the one time where I'm going to have to switch my phone off if Arsenal win it, because all my friends who are Arsenal fans, who will come out of the woodwork, will be messaging me. But they've got a great chance, and fully, if they go on and do win it, but it's still early in the season, but they have been outstanding. They go on and win it. They thoroughly deserve it. I think their recruitment this summer has been outstanding.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. You said the word, the lack of goals that they've conceded. I mean, it's still just 3 goals.
It's ridiculous.
That they have conceded this season. Where do they rank for you in terms of the most solid teams in Premier League history?
No, they're definitely up there. Defensively, they're one of the best. And you look at it and you see the likes of David Raya, one of the best goalkeepers there is. Timber, who's outstanding, by the way. Gabriel and Saliba. Saliba goes off. Mascherano comes on, does well. Calafiori. Lewis Skelly can't get in there. And there's Ben White that can't get in there.
I was going to say Ben White.
So look at these players that we're naming that can't get in. They've got good backup players and they've got strong 11 at the moment. The thing you worry about, and we weren't saying this before, but we were saying about Saliba. If Gabriel picks up an injury, that's when I worry probably for Arsenal. Even though they've got strength and depth, I think he is the leader. I think he's been outstanding. One of the best centre-halves there is in the Premier League at the moment, if not the best. I think he leads by example, the big blocks, and he's a threat from set pieces. And I did see Jamie Carragher say, if Arsenal win it, he could get PFA Player of the Year. And the way he's playing now, if he carries on doing that,
deserves it.
He deserves it. He's been outstanding.
Right, let's bring Dave in now, because you've been having a little bit of a deeper delve into just how dominant this Arsenal team is at the moment.
Yeah, it's quite incredible, really. Arsenal 4 points clear at the top after 9 games. They look imperious, don't they? Bournemouth, Spurs and Sunderland as well, closest challengers at the moment. Mikel Arteta's side showing clear signs of improvement as well from last season. Take their results against Newcastle, West Ham, Fulham and Crystal Palace compared to those matches in the previous campaign. Arsenal have beaten all of them this time around, but dropped 10 points across those games in the last campaign as they fell away from the title race. It was yet another goal resulting from a set piece that beat Crystal Palace at the Emirates. Excluding penalties, they have scored 9 goals, the most in the league, and it is a 56% share. Again, the best in the division. In contrast, they have only scored 5 from open play, the 17th best in the Premier League so far. Arsenal's 56% share of goals from set pieces, absolutely unprecedented. No side has won the Premier League with that big a proportion. I know we're only 9 games in. Looking back at some previous title winners, Manchester City's treble winners under Pep Guardiola scored 14 goals from set pieces. That's a 15% share. Arsene Wenger's last title in 2004 came with a 16% of their goals via that method of set pieces. That's the same, actually, as Manchester United's win under Sir Alex Ferguson, 1999-2000. Chelsea's team from 2004-05 had a high percentage, actually, compared to the rest that we're pointing out here, at 26%. They got 19 goals from set pieces in that season. John Terry scored 41 Premier League goals, including twice against Charlton at the Valley here in 2004. Terry heading in the corner as Chelsea won by 4-0. And regular viewers of the Premier League show know we are doing our Arsenal versus Chelsea projection. So let's check in, shall we, at the moment. Chelsea won the title in 2005 by conceding the fewest goals at an astonishing 15. Chelsea's line is here in the blue. We've got Arsenal's line in the red. Chelsea, by the way, by this point in the season here, had conceded just 2 goals at this stage of the season after match day 9. Arsenal, as we've been mentioning, have let in 3 at the moment. However, if they keep going at the current rate, Mikel Arteta's side projected to concede between 13 and 14 goals at the moment. And actually, that projection rate is coming down as the weeks go on. So not only are they beating at the moment, but actually it could well get smaller and smaller, that goals conceded, which would be absolutely amazing. And these are the chances that they are giving away. Hardly even a chance. This from Eddie Nketiah counted as the only shot on target that they conceded in the month of October. How do you get past that lot?
I mean, I'll be honest, when I heard that was the only shot on target that they'd conceded in the whole of October, I had to Google it. I was like, that cannot be right. I mean, that's an
That's
insane.
ridiculous. But that's how they defend. They defend ever so well. They defend from the front, and then once you beat that front, not having a shot, that's not even a shot. That is Eddie Nketiah challenging David de Gea. And if that's the only chance that they've had, and it's not even a chance, it's not even a half a chance, I don't even class that as a chance. Defensively, midfield, they're solid. Zubimendi, Declan Rice, outstanding. All over the pitch, everyone knows their job. And first and foremost, Mikel Arteta makes his team defend from the front, and that's what they're doing. But, yeah, brilliant. I still think when we're looking at that, they'll concede more goals than Chelsea did.
They'll fit more than the 15.
Yeah, I think
even though they're projected less at the moment.
Yeah, they're projected less, but I do think they'll concede
What's...
I just think there'll come a time where they do have a few injuries and other different personnel will
They've
come
got
in.
injuries at the moment.
No,
You mean injuries?
defensive injuries. I think defensive injuries. I think if you lose key fullbacks, I know they've got players that can come in. I think that might cost them. Not in the long run to lose the Premier League, but I'm talking about conceding goals. I still think they're the favourites to win the Premier League, and they thoroughly deserve it at the moment. But we have to say, it's only October. Coming to the start of November, there's a long way to go.
Yeah, but it is looking good, isn't it? Interesting you mentioned injuries, because we almost forget that the captain's out injured at the moment in Martin Odegaard.
Yep.
Noni Madueke as well, who posted a picture from the stands the other day. Kai Havertz as well. All, you know,
these are all top players that
return at some point.
Yeah, and this is what Mikel Arteta wanted in the summer. When last season, when they lost Odegaard and Saka in particular, there was no one that can come in and fill those boots. I still don't think anyone can fill Saka's boots, but they have a player now in Eze.
But he has been out injured.
He has been out, he has been out, but he's been back recently while they've been on. Yeah, Madueke came in and done well. But I think where Odegaard's missing, Eze comes in and makes that position his own. He's natural in that position. He's getting goals. Odegaard has been in great form before he picked up the injury. That is what Arsenal wanted. And I think Havertz can come in and put pressure on Gyökeres. He needs pressure on him, Gyökeres, because when you're the only number 9 at the moment, you do get comfortable. I'm not saying he is comfortable, because he will be judged on his goals, but he does a lot more for Arsenal, just the goal scoring. He occupies defenders. So I think once you turn to look over your shoulder as Arteta and it's not going well for Gyökeres, you've got Havertz and maybe even Jesus, who could come back into it as well. They've got a lot of top players. Yeah, he's been missing. He's been out for a long time. So they've got a lot of quality players. I say Arsenal's recruitment has been top draw.
Yeah, they have become the set-piece kings, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Do you see a problem with this? Because, I mean, it's working, isn't it? But is there an element of an over-reliance, or...?
You could say it may be an over-reliance, but who cares? Because it's working. You can't defend it. When Gabriel comes up and Rice and Saka put the ball on the money and they get the first contact, you then think, as an opposition team, if they're going to win the first contact, you have to be marking everyone for the second contact, because they're a threat. Sometimes you just can't stop Gabriel from getting there and getting the run on you to have that. He's phenomenal. But the deliveries make a big thing in this, Emma. If you put the ball on the money, 9 times out of 10. Nick Pope comes into no man's land there, but Saliba does well. It's a brilliant header from Gabriel. It's difficult for a goalkeeper and it's difficult for teams to defend. And you have to work on it. This don't come overnight. Exactly, it don't come over at night. And the goal on the weekend, it's a set piece, but I don't think it is, because it's the second phase of play where it comes out and Eze's strike is great technique and it's a fantastic finish. But yeah, they're cooking at the moment. Arsenal, they are cooking at the moment, and they are doing well, and fair play to them. Everyone who said that Arsenal would choke again, they might be wrong come the end of the season.
And who stops Arsenal winning the league?
Arsenal.
What does that mean? Because a lot of people are saying that.
I think it's themselves, because at the moment they are the only ones consistently performing at a level. They're not recreating football and we're looking at it, oh my God, free-flowing football, brilliant. But they're doing enough to win week in, week out. And we see that yesterday. And we talk about how they're over-reliant on set piece, etc. Yeah, their goals come... But it's a second phase. It's not directly from the set piece. The ball comes in. It's not first contact that goes in. The ball, Gabriel's trying to make contact with the ball. It comes back to Eze and he strikes it in. So it's not a direct from that set piece. So it's way you want to see it, look it up. When does a set piece kind of move out of the way? Because the ball come in, we know about Declan Rice delivery into the box. Fantastic. When the ball comes back, they're just there first to react.
Well, it was another clean sheet. All right, so we talk about set piece. We also need to talk about their defence. They've only conceded 3 goals. The record is 15 from Jose Mourinho's Chelsea 20 years ago. Well, in fact, 21 it'll be by the end of the season. It was 2004, 2005. Can Arsenal beat that record?
When you even think about that, right? When you think about 15 goals going in, it's actually quite phenomenal, scary.
38 games, that's incredible.
Incredible. But now you're looking at an Arsenal. The thing is, Arsenal just don't look like they're going to concede. They look so solid all the way across their back four. David Raya in goals, arguably, could potentially be one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Yes, it's easy to say about Alisson when he's fit and Donnarumma, etc. But David Raya is right in the hat up there. It's phenomenal. I just feel like overall, Arsenal have got everything, every position covered, times two. So if someone's injured, someone can come in. I just feel like collectively now, they're on the right path to the number one spot.
Well, loads of people are getting in touch. We've had this voice note from Terry.
Eltel from Clerkenwell. Gabriel's a good player, a very, very good player. And these last 18 months is excelled for us, I think he's a really important player for us. And if he was to get injured, I think we would really, really suffer for it. Saliba, I don't know what's going on with him this season. He's just, I don't know, he just looks broken down. I just hope we don't lose either of them because I think that would cost us dearly.
Thank you, Eltel. Your response to that?
They've got Mosquera that comes in. When one's injured, he does a fantastic job that comes in there as well.
In Capier, who's been injured.
That's what I mean. But do you know what? You look at it, though, and as much as Eltel says that he's worried if one of them gets injured, Mikel Arteta's created a squad. So when one does get injured, someone can come in and replace him. And because at the moment, as a team, nobody's really dropping off.
Well, we're asking Gabriel, the best player in the Premier League right now. What do you think?
Listen, he's right up there, and I can understand why, because he's
you can see the three that we've chosen, because this is on form so far this season. But Haaland, Semenyo and Gabriel.
I can see that, right? At the moment, it's a rock of Arsenal's defence. But as football fans and football people that watch, you always get drawn to the person who puts the ball in the net. And that's why
he's been doing that, though.
Yeah, but that's why Haaland's at the top. And that's why, because of his goal-scoring form. But Gabriel has been the rock for Arsenal's back four.
Surprised that it's him rather than Saliba that's being for that poll, because for the last couple of seasons, everyone said Saliba's their best defender.
But that's why I think everyone... That's where people say, are you surprised? No, because Gabriel's there. He's the one that fits them all in. Is he the one that makes Saliba look better? That's the question. That's the question. Does he make Saliba look better, or does he make Saliba perform? Listen, I think the biggest thing is he's just signed a new deal, hasn't he, Saliba, till 2029. And for them two, and to build their partnership, and arguably, if Arsenal have got to win something, but them two could be arguably be in the hat for the two strongest centre-half pairings in the Premier League.
Is there one concern, though? Right? Lack of goals from open play. Right? Only 3 teams have scored fewer goals in open play. They've only got 5 so far, OK? So they're actually 14th equal, but only 3 clubs have scored fewer, if you know what I mean. And they're top of the league. So you'd kind of think of that stat wouldn't be for the team top of the league. Is that a major concern if opposition clubs finally work out how to deal with the set pieces, that Arsenal might struggle?
I think the concern is for the others, that they haven't found a solution to stop it. And maybe they've just found a weakness in every team they've come up against at the moment. So, yeah, of course, they'd probably like to score more goals and play. But I go back to it, Tom, what's a set piece? The goal at the weekend, ball comes in, it was not first contact. So when does that kind of set piece come out of it? Because I would say it's not really from a set piece at the weekend.
See, I would class that as a set. I mean, if it's
why though?
Clear,
if it's not first contact.
If it's clear to the halfway line, it's still part of the second balls and stuff is still part of it, isn't it?
They just reacted
different
first.
If it's cleared.
That's what I mean. But for me, I just think ball come down to as they reacted first as a goal 1-0. I think sometimes you overanalyse it and overlook at it. Ultimately, Arsenal are finding a way to continue to win, whether they perform top 100% or they don't. They'll win. So as much as you talk about, that's plan A, etc. They're finding ways to win games of football. And if that's from set pieces, corners, free kicks, long throws, whatever it is, they've got a group of players there that want to put the ball in the back of the net from set pieces. We see a lot of people that don't want to and don't want to attack the ball. Arsenal have got that in abundance.
I always say to people, if you've got a problem with Arsenal scoring from set pieces and you don't like it, well, figure out a way to defend against it then. Rather than conceding every week. Every time Arsenal have a set piece, they're causing you all sorts of problems. If it's that basic and it's that simple and it's easy to stop, then do it. And nobody's been able to at the moment.
Harry, right now, who is the best player in the Premier League?
Based on the options that you presented, I'm going to pick Gabriel for sure. Mikel Arteta said on Friday that he wants his centre halves to be decisive in both boxes, and I don't think there's anyone more decisive in both boxes right now than Gabriel, whether it's goals, whether it's heading the ball back across the face of goal, which he's done on a few occasions this season to team others. We saw the flick on for Trossard. We saw the assist that he got against Atletico Madrid the other night by doing something similar. So for me, he's just having a real impact at both ends of the pitch, and there is not a centre-half in world football right now that I would swap him for. I know there'll be people watching this or listening to this and saying, what about Virgil van Dijk and all the rest of it? I'm talking about current form. Gabriel is performing at an incredible level. And as far as centre-halves go, for me, no one's near him at the minute.
But Harry, he's doing everything you expect from a centre-half. Or like you would say, people, what about Virgil? At this precise moment, in both boxes, he is doing what you want from your main centre-half. I did say earlier, and you see Arsenal every week, I think at times he makes Saliba better. And it's easier to pass over Gabriel because Saliba's a younger one and just signed the new deal. But for me, maybe he's the pivotal one.
He better one over the course of last season, and he's been the better one at the start of this season again. And that's not to diminish Saliba's level because Gabriel's just been outstanding. But the thing that I always feel people don't notice with Gabriel is that we've seen for a couple of seasons, for longer than that, 3-4 seasons, Arsenal's tendency to use their left back in a variety of ways, whether that's having them going up the pitch, coming inside, joining in with the midfield. And what people don't realise is that Arsenal are able to do that because Gabriel can cover big spaces. It's always Gabriel that has to go out and fill in the space that's left by the left back. It's nobody else. So not only does he play as a centre-half, he plays like a makeshift left back at times as well. And to have that athleticism and standing of the game to be able to do both of those things simultaneously, even against some of the world's best teams, that goes under the radar for me. He's a top centre-half.
If anyone's going to stop you winning the Premier League, who will it be?
Well, I know everybody keeps saying Arsenal. I feel like there is... Look, Arsenal are rightly the favourites, and I understand why they're the favourites, and they should be the favourites based on the way things are looking right now. But I'm not writing off the other two. I'm sorry. You can say I'm sitting on the fence or whatever. That's not what I'm doing. I'm being realistic, and I'm respecting the level that those two teams, Liverpool and Man City, for me, are capable of hitting.